Hi everyone, here is my screencast about my technology plan. So I made a Google Slides. I'll go through it with you and hopefully clear some things out and explain things a little bit further. So my school's Global Concepts Charter School. So we'll go through the overview and a little bit of our presentation. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the area, Global Concepts is located in Lackawanna, New York, which is just outside of Buffalo. We have two main buildings, our K through 8 building and the high school. I'm at the high school. So within the high school, we have about 300 students. And our students come from everywhere. Since we're a charter school, they're allowed to be put into a lottery system and can come at any time when we have openings. So students come from the surrounding towns, the various suburbs. A lot come from the city of Lackawanna or the city of Buffalo. I have students that recently want to get out of the Buffalo public school system, so they come to mine. They might have also been at previous charter schools or various private schools that maybe only went up to the 8th grade and now they need to get to a high school. Or I just have students who maybe the charter school shut down, so a lot come here. One of the unique parts about my school is that we have a large ESL population, so the majority of our students are Arabic. I have a lot of students who recently, within the past couple of years, have come to the United States. They were living in Yemen before. And since we do have a large population of Arabic students, our school does specialize on global learning. And we have a fine arts school, so we specialize a little bit on getting extra courses and classes in the fine arts. So when I looked at my strengths, I talked to my principal, who is kind of my mentor for this class I'm getting the hours with, and I also talked to a bunch of teachers from various departments, and everyone pretty much agreed on the strengths in our school. We have technology available for the students. We have department Chromebook carts. So the 4 core subjects, math, science, English, and history, all have a Chromebook cart that they can share. It has about 25 on each set. We have one iPad cart that's typically used in our languages other than English department. And we have a laptop cart. I believe it's Dell laptops. They are really out of date, a little falling apart. We're missing keys and stuff, but that is available. As for teacher technology, about 5 classrooms have a smart TV. Others have smart boards, and a few classrooms have a standard projector. One of our big strengths is everyone in the district is very familiar with the use of Google Apps, and we're using them in our schools. So we are a Google school in that we generate all our emails through Gmail. We have district, school, department, all these calendars made. And many teachers provide a Google Classroom page. I do that. And a lot of us use the apps for education for various ways of assessment. The last is we are kind of leaning towards a data-driven school. So we are using a bunch of resources. The biggest one is PowerSchool. That's where we do our attendance. We take care of demographic information. When we contact parents, we leave notes in that. And we also use eDoctrina to kind of fit the relationship between tests and the New York State standards. And the other thing that's a little unique with our school is we provide STAR testing, which is a great way to benchmark where our students at, especially our ESL and special education students. We benchmark, okay, where are they at reading? We also do it for math and kind of go from there, who needs extra RTI intervention. So the teachers also agreed, and the principal, on the weaknesses in our school. We do not have enough student technology. We do have those department Chromebook carts, but obviously Global 10 is using the Chromebooks. U.S. History, Global 9, and government can't use the Chromebooks. So I kind of created my own ratio, me being my math person that I am. It's approximately a 4-to-1 student to device ratio if I kind of add up everything we have and how many students we have. So we don't have enough technology, and some of our technology is a little out of date. Like I said, those laptops are falling apart, and some of those iPads are disabled, and that's a whole nother thing. But we also have some inconsistent classroom technology. So I talked about how 5 teachers do have the smart TVs, which is great. I've used them. I really like them. But unfortunately, there are a lot of teachers who don't have the smart TVs, and they have out-of-date projectors. I'm one of them. It's simply a projector. I have to provide everything else. It's a projector on a whiteboard. So it's just projecting my materials from my computer. So that's a little bit inconsistent. Also, for teacher technology, it's inconsistent. So some teachers have upgraded to really nice laptops, while others have their old stationary desktops. So that's sometimes inconvenient, especially for our rotating teachers or teachers who aren't always in their classrooms all day. There is an inconsistent use of technology in the classroom. So some teachers do have the smart TVs and aren't using it. Teachers who take out the Chromebook carts aren't using them to maybe the best practices. So with that in mind, we do have limited PD opportunities where we get to learn about these best practices and pedagogies for class use of technology. So something we can work on. So when it comes to our technology and school philosophy, this is something I entirely made up. Unfortunately, our school doesn't have a tech plan, and we never had one. And unless we did, my principal's not too aware of it, and I did a lot of research online, couldn't find anything here. So I did create this statement myself, kind of going off of Clarence's, off of Orchard Park's, which I looked at earlier in the year. So our philosophy is we believe that technology should be appropriately implemented in all classrooms across all grade levels and subjects at Global Concepts Charter School. Technology should be used to engage our students where they want to further their learning. By the time our students graduate, they should be comfortable using and learning from technology. Our students will become global citizens who respect diversity and possess the qualities and I'm running out of room. Can't even read. And something else. And be able to live and work in any environment. Sorry about that. For some reason, this was blocking it. So this, again, I came up with all on my own. I did take a couple things from our regular mission statement, especially the idea about global citizens and respecting diversity. That is big in our mission statement for Global Concepts. So I kind of put that together and related it back to a technology in school philosophy. The vision statement, I did take a little bit from our regular vision statement, and I kind of added it to fit into the technology. I cut and added different pieces to it to make it work specifically for technology. So the Global Concepts Charter School will be a top-rated educational institution that encourages technology use for all members. The Global Concepts Charter School will be known for an innovative curriculum that prepares students academically as well as in character for the world of their future. It clearly will not be a school of the past. All members will use technology to organize and gain information, communicate and collaborate with others, problem solve, critically think, and express creativity. Our school is dedicated to providing the needed infrastructure and support for this technology initiative. Okay, so with those two in mind, I came up with 4 major key components based off of my weaknesses, my strengths of my school. So my first thing that I want to do is I want to provide all teachers with a personal laptop, especially help out those rotating teachers and non-stationary teachers. And after a year of giving teachers their own laptop, then provide each student with a Chromebook, making our school one-to-one with devices. Mr. Rainieri, I think if I'm pronouncing that right, he did say in my response to that discussion that Chromebooks were his favorite and he thought they worked the best. So I'm going to kind of go with this for my plan that I'm creating for my school. After that, I think it's important to update all classrooms with appropriate technology. I want to make it consistent and available throughout all classrooms. And using that smart TV is the best option, as it's like almost like a computer. You log on and you can reach everything there. We need to make sure and update and provide a solid infrastructure for all these new technologies. I personally don't think my school right now is able to support all these new technologies, so we need to update that. And then we also want to dedicate and hire members to create a technology support team. I want tech support 24/7 when teaching, so we don't have issues come up. And then the school needs to provide professional development opportunities for all teachers to be able to incorporate this new technology into their classroom and use it appropriately. So funding's a little bit interesting. So I actually found something like the state did an audit on my school, and it was a ton of pages of all this stuff, but I did find this kind of organized table, and it shows what money's being dedicated where. So we do have technology on here. It's down here. It's saying, if I'm reading this correctly, about $100,000 is being dedicated to technology. And it's interesting because also looking here, supplies and materials, $196,243. So I think with this in mind, what we can do is, from the article we read this week, the book we read this week, they said, once you incorporate all this technology, you reduce costs in so many ways. So I think we are going to reduce costs in the supplies and materials because things can become a lot more electronic. We're reducing our paper costs, our copying costs, materials too. I think there's a lot of internet sources, so we wouldn't have to waste the money on textbooks. Also with our funding, I found in this big paper that we have all these grants. So we have our Title I grants, as well as our supporting effective instruction and our English language acquisition state grants. So I think all of this can be used for our technology plan, because our Title I, we're supporting all of our low-income special ed ESL students in our school by providing them technology, engaging them in learning, and giving them extra learning opportunities, as well as, providing technology supports effective instruction. And there's a lot of research that shows proper technology use can really help our English language learners. So where else can we go to funding if that doesn't become enough? Local level, we can look for donations from neighborhood businesses, local foundations, religious organizations. State level, there are the formula grants that we are receiving just based on enrollment. Start using that towards technology. Or we can look for competitive grants, but we just need to make sure we have a specific goal, process, and evaluation system set up. On the federal level, there were a couple grants listed in that article we read this week that I thought could work perfectly within our school district: Investing in Innovation, 21st Century Community Learning Center, and Technology for Tomorrow Fund, since we're so focused on preparing our students for college or for work or whatever they're planning on doing after. And then always there's that private sector. We have reached out to private businesses to see who could provide us grants or look for partnerships for our technology. Sorry I talk so much. Feel free to comment or leave anything. Let me know if there's anything you want me to consider. I look forward to hearing from everyone else's presentations, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks.